18th birthday ended with my death. The killers were my stepmother, Sheila Coleman, and her lover, William Lynch, who was also my dad, Richard Wade's friend. From their conversation, I learned they planned to take all of Dad's assets for themselves. After killing me, Dad would be next. His wife and his so-called friend were sleeping together right under his nose, calmly discussing how to kill me first, then him. It was ridiculous. That morning, we had gotten into a huge fight over my mom's belongings. Dad grabbed me by the hair and threatened me, saying, "You're the one who doesn't belong in this family. If you dare disrespect your mother again, get out of this house." I said my mom was already dead. Amid Sheila's sharp, venomous insults, Dad flew into a rage. He slapped me hard across the face, threw my mom's scarf at me, and told me to take it and get lost. I picked it up and walked out without looking back. The beige scarf I had held to my chest that morning became the noose around my neck that afternoon in Sheila's hands. She was still not satisfied. After whispering something to William, they removed my leg bones separately and buried the rest of my body on the spot. "Richard loves bone art, doesn't he?" Sheila said with a sneer. "Carve a piece out of this little bitch's femur and give it to him. He'll be overjoyed." My femur was sent off to be polished and crafted into a one-of-a-kind bone sculpture. It was placed in a silk-lined box and given away as a gift. When Dad saw it, his eyes lit up with delight. He turned the piece back and forth under the light, studying every detail. "This is remarkable," he said. "Will, where did you find it?" "I knew you'd like it," William said with a grin, glancing at Sheila. "I had a friend source it. They say it's made in Coston. You rarely see anything this exquisite." Dad could barely hide his excitement. He clasped William's hand tightly. "I knew you were the only one who truly gets me. This is magnificent. If there's ever anything you need, I'll make it happen." William's face lit up. "That project on the east side? It's yours," Dad said, waving the matter off. "With a gift like this, how could I even think of competing with you?" Truly, it was an incredibly generous gift. As William and Sheila glanced at each other, Dad struck me as almost laughable, like a bad joke. At that moment, Dad's phone rang. It was the housekeeper, Mary Lane. "Mr. Wade? Miss Wade hasn't come home for several days. Should we? If she wants to come back, fine. If she dies out there, even better," Dad snapped, absent-mindedly rubbing the bone sculpture. "If she calls, tell her this. Unless she kneels down and apologizes to Sheila, she can forget about stepping into this house again." Mary had worked in our house for many years. She knew both Dad's and my tempers and tried to persuade him softly. "Mr. Wade, Miss Wade is still young. If you talk to her properly, she'll understand." Dad sneered. "Stop making excuses for her. I don't care how stubborn she is. I'll crush that attitude out of her." I really was stubborn. I never backed down or begged for mercy, even when I died. They were animals who deserved to die horribly, and I would never let them look down on me. By the third day I was gone, my teacher, Ms. Ann Taylor, called to ask why I hadn't come to school. She also told Dad that the incident earlier had been fully investigated and confirmed that I hadn't thrown the first punch. The other student had insulted my deceased mother first. Back then, my explanation only earned me a slap from Dad. He kicked me hard and screamed, "Your mother's been dead for 10 years and you're still hiding behind her. Why don't you just go die?" I hit my head on the table and blood immediately poured from my nose. I heard Ms. Taylor scream, then the other parent yelled, "No wonder she's such trash. Now I see why. There was no mother to raise her. Don't think this is over. She owes my kid an apology." They forced me to kneel, but I kept my mouth shut. Dad slapped me over and over, grabbing my head and slamming it down. In the end, the other parent had enough and told him to forget it. Rain poured down that day. I was told to kneel outside the front door as punishment. I refused, and the moment he turned away, I got up and ran. Sheila accused me of running off with some man. In a fit of rage, Dad forced me to kneel and slam my head against the floor again and again. He especially liked forcing me to kneel in public, as if doing so could grind away my dignity and make me obedient. I didn't care about dignity.